Would you like to embody a calm, confident, healthy leader? This is a series of questions that I asked in a onboarding form for a process, and I'm going to share exactly what I do with my clients so that maybe you can implement some of the same strategies. This is in order, by the way, of top to bottom, and I'll go through all of them, but I'll be covering the top 4 today. Confident, healthy, loving leader, and then disciplined, passionate, happy, successful, wise, fearless, calm, influential, empowered, kind, smart, generous, peaceful, wealthy. So let's cover number 1. How do you become confident? First of all, it's important to know that there is a difference between external confidence versus intrinsic confidence. The external confidence, essentially how we present ourselves to the world, smiling when we are feeling down inside, driving around in the nice car when we feel insecure, right? So it's the external versus the internal. And so when you develop emotional intelligence, and this is going to be a theme from this video, once you just start to build up emotional intelligence within you, and you start to feel, which a lot of entrepreneurs and leaders struggle with, then you start to develop this inner knowing. You trust yourself versus always going to things externally to try and seek validation. You are, for example, going inwards, using your intuition, right? Your knowing, your sense of self. The moment when that idea comes and it's like, oh, I trust myself, that's a signal that I have got, which now I am going to use to take action. And that's why this thing that I call super high performance, you can have high performance, but you can also be an entrepreneur that with high performance, you're making money, but you're not happy. So I describe super high performance as this level of essentially performance where you are fulfilled, you are calm, you are confident, and you are still performing. So building confidence actually really starts by going inward, right? It starts by you starting to unravel things, unpack things, deal with things from the past. You are now taking courageous action. You are facing your fears. You're not letting your fears control you. You are dealing with your anger. All of these things help you to own who you are. As an example, if you have an addiction to something, instead of hiding that away and not sharing that with your partner or not having a difficult conversation, instead what you're doing is you're owning it. You're having conversations that are difficult. You are bringing things up because you're starting to understand that maybe an emotion that you have, it's not going to be bad. You don't need to, there's a rejection within you. You feel the rejection and then you recognize the rejection. So this is all about emotional intelligence and developing self-awareness. Now let's move into healthy, because I'm someone that was very, very unhealthy as an entrepreneur, and that also played into my confidence. I had the extrinsic confidence, but not the internal confidence. So unhealthy for me was addictions, the alcohol, the smoking, the drugs, the gambling. The unhealthy for me was also the shouting at my partner, being jealous with my partner. It was also what I was putting into my body. So I don't know what you see as unhealthy right now, but going from healthy to healthy is about developing healthy habits. For example, instead of drinking, now when you're stressed out, you go to meditation because you recognize that relaxes your nervous system. And then when you're calm, you're not going to want to drink or want to smoke. Being healthy is also about speaking kind words to yourself. And so with those thoughts that you have, recognizing that you can shift your energy, you can essentially control the way that you think by shifting your energy and then reframing things in your mind, right? Starting to write down the thoughts that you have and then flip those around into positives and start to go, oh, where do I find evidence of that? Because right now I have this thought and I believe everything that I'm thinking. Part of you evolving as an entrepreneur is recognizing that your thoughts are not necessarily yours, but maybe you go out and about and you hear someone else and they say something negative, and then your mind goes into that negative train of thought, but you kind of picked up on that from someone else and you have to reset that. For example, watching a horror movie, watching something that really impacts your state of mind. If you don't reset yourself, then you will stay in that thinking. You will stay in oftentimes submerged within the environment and the things that you have been consuming. So being healthy is all about self-awareness, and it's starting to build those behaviors, changing the behaviors through choice, and starting to repeat those behaviors so that they become habits, and then they become automatic as part of you, who you are. The next one, which is being loving. I think this is so important in relationships, business and personal. For example, do you punish people by not saying sorry? Are you loving in the fact that, do you tend to push people away or bring them closer? So loving means different things to different people, but what happens for an entrepreneur and leader is oftentimes there's so much pressure in work, there's so much pressure in business, that we bring that energy essentially of work, of pressure, of compulsive, erratic behavior, and then we take that and we beat ourselves up. We then beat up essentially the people around us, and we don't do that really important nervous system work, emotional intelligence work, so that we enter a loving state and a loving way of being. Now, it's not that I'm perfect, it's that I've developed the tools, I've developed over the years a level of consciousness where now I can catch myself and I can say to myself, okay, I'm in a certain state. I know, for example, this meltdown that I'm having. I know, for example, this anxiety that I'm going through. I know that this emotion, I know that it's going to pass. I have the tools to be able to regulate that because I've done the work. So confident, healthy, loving, and then leader. Years ago, a guy that actually worked very closely with Tony Robbins said, Simon, you're a leader. And I didn't identify myself as a leader. And so I just want to share with you right now that if you're watching this, you are a leader. You're leading in the fact that you are growing yourself. You are most likely leading your family. You are leading a business. But maybe you don't identify as that, and what you desire to be is a more conscious leader. So first of all, own the fact that if you're in entrepreneurship, to a degree, you're leading. However, you may not be leading consciously. For example, I used to sell, and now the way that I sell is different. It's just a different type of conversation. It's not so scripted, and I'm not, I don't have so much fixation on, the targets where you lose integrity because of those targets. That, to me, is what being a conscious entrepreneur is about. It's about doing marketing in a way that is healthier. It's more authentic. It's more true. It's as you evolve and as you shift your consciousness, now your behaviors in your business and how you do things completely change. And that takes work. It takes discipline. So just wrapping back into these, if you want to start to become more healthy, more confident, more loving, and you want to embody that as a leader, it really is, guys, all about you choosing different behaviors and understanding that those stack upon each other. For example, meditation as a perfect example. Meditation is not just, relaxing you. It's also raising your consciousness. It's also helping you to be more focused. It's also going to make you kinder. It's going to make you more confident. When you come out of a meditation that's 20, 30 minutes, you feel more confident because your energy is shifted, as one example. Because of that, you're going to make healthier choices. When we're stressed out, we go to poor food choices. When we feel good about ourselves, we say, I'm going to go for a run. When we feel good about ourselves and we're not in fear because we've meditated, again, as one example, then you are going to put out some more authentic content that maybe attracts dream clients to you because you're being real versus who you're presenting yourself. So developing these healthy habits and stacking and building upon them and really going on the journey of developing your emotional intelligence and developing your self-awareness is such an important thing to start to do all of these. But going on to the next on this list, which actually comes after leader, which is disciplined. And what you will find if you're struggling with confidence and health and all these things, which is you may not have linked discipline with these things, but you need to actually focus on and bring to the forefront your discipline with the personal skills, the emotional intelligence, the meditation, all of the things that you've been avoiding essentially. You need to get the disciplined in those so that you build confidence, because being disciplined builds confidence. Being disciplined develops healthy habits. Being disciplined actually helps you to be more loving. In relationships, what frustrates partners a lot is when we say things but we don't follow through. A lot of arguments happen, yes, because of money and other different things, but if you actually look at it yourself, your own behaviors, and from others, what really frustrates us as leaders, as individuals, day-to-day life? It's people not having integrity with self. So my main takeaway for you to get from this video, to be more confident, to be more loving, to be more kind as an entrepreneur and as a leader, is to start to understand that you need to develop these habits, build up streaks so that they become part of who you are. Now, I've put together for free a series of questions that are going to give you real clarity around your own specific situation, and then a sequence of 7-day trainings, emotional intelligence trainings, which by the end of this, you're going to start to feel this way, just because by doing things repeatedly and taking action and being consistent, you are going to start to notice your confidence go way up. And then as a default of confidence going up, you're going to start to notice changes, opportunities changing your business, new revenue opportunities. But now you will see the link between your confidence and your business. You will see the link between you being healthy and developing healthy habits and your business growing. And oftentimes, business owners and leaders, they don't see the link until they do that work. Because what happens is, you are working on your business and then all of these things start to fall away. And then you wonder why the things, you're not as happy, you're not as fulfilled, things aren't going as best they could. Yes, because what happened is you got so addicted to your business that you let go of the other foundational things that were important, or you just haven't developed that habit at all. So check out the link in the description to the Super High Performance community. Start to build those habits. You'll get results in 7 days. You can just go through it. It's free. But just understand there's high accountability. And then let me know in the comments which out of these, confident, healthy, loving, and a leader, would you like me to dive into more? And I will see you in another video. Take care.